Members of the House, please be seated.
Will the House come to order? Mr. Clerk.
Aloha and good afternoon. Today's invocation will be delivered by Representative Jackson D. Sayama. Will the members who wish to participate please rise?
Please be seated. You know, these days with so much happening, I find myself having less and less free time. So without the few hours to spare to go fishing, I think I do what everyone else does, for a few minutes, sit in the office and I listen to previous presidential inaugural addresses to calm down. You should try it. Pretty good. But recently, I listened to President Clinton's inaugural, in which he challenged the American people to make change their friend and not their enemy, to protect the traditions and values of this country, so that sometimes we need to make dramatic changes. 27 years later, I wonder if we've met his challenge. And certainly a lot of things have changed, for the better and for the worse. And this year was no exception. With the backdrop of the catastrophic fuel leak at Red Hill, Hawaii faced the surge in the Omicron virus. We had shocking corruption cases in all levels of government. And now we are feeling the cascading effects from the Russian invasion into Ukraine. So, all unprecedented and unexpected events. But despite these challenges hanging over our state, I think we're in a period of great transition. As many of you know, it's an extraordinary election year, full of potential, full of the possibilities for renewal and change. The Navy has committed to decommissioning and defueling the Red Hill facility, and COVID restrictions are finally lifting. So things are changing for the better, but they could change even more. With so much of this in the future, I want to make sure that everyone understands that we need to pursue change while respecting the values that Hawaii was founded upon. And I think a few invocations ago, we've been reminded of how important the Aloha spirit is to Hawaii and its people. So going forward, let's reach out just a little bit more to ensure that these values and the Aloha spirit are reflected not only in our words, but in our actions. And that when we look for new solutions, new challenges, that we always come back to these roots and remember to embody the spirit of Aloha and to make sure that change is our friend and not our enemy. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Mr. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Mr. Aquino, Ms. Bellotti, Mr. Bronco, Ms. Clark, Ms. Costales, Ms. Eli, Mr. Ganaden, Mr. Gates, Ms. Har, Mr. Hashem, Mr. Hashimoto, Mr. Holt,
Excused.
Ms. Ichiyama, Mr. Iligan, Mr. Johansson, Ms. Capella, Ms. Kitagawa, Mr. Bertrand Kobayashi, Mr. Dale Kobayashi, Mr. Kong, Mr. Lopresti,
Here.
Ms. Lowen, Ms. Luke,
Present.
Ms. Martin, Mr. Matayoshi, Ms. Matsumoto, Mr. McDermott, Mr. McKelvey, Ms. Morikawa, Ms. Nakamura, Mr. Nakashima, Mr. Nishimoto, Mr. Ono,
Excused.
Ms. Okimoto, Mr. Onishi, Ms. Peruso, Mr. Quinlan, Mr. Saiki, Mr. Sayama, Mr. Takayama, Mr. Takumi, Mr. Tam, Mr. Tarnas, Mr. Todd,
Excused.
Mr. Tokioka, Mr. Ward, Ms. Wildberger, Mr. Woodson, Mr. Yamane, Mr. Yamashita, Mr. Speaker.
Here.
Mr. Speaker, 48 members are present, 3 are excused.
Thank you very much. Reading of the journal, Representative Morikawa.
Sorry, Mr. Speaker, may this matter be deferred.
So ordered. Thank you, Representative. Mr. Clerk, are there any messages from the governor?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, we are in receipt of Governor's Message Number 14, transmitting proposed changes to the fiscal year 2023 Executive Supplemental Budget. May this matter be received and filed.
So ordered. Thank you very much. Mr. Clerk, are there any Senate communications?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, we are in receipt of communications transmitting the noted SCRs, all having been adopted in the Senate. We are in further receipt of a communication returning the noted House bill having passed third reading in the Senate.
Thank you very much. Representative Belatti.
Mr. Speaker, I move to disagree to the amendments made by the Senate to the noted House bill.
Thank you very much. Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Thank you very much. Members, let's be by voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. Members, are there any introductions? Yes, Representative Sayama.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to introduce some of my office staff. Please stand when your name is spoken. Evelyn, my office manager. Kaishu and Sheena, thank you so much for all the great work you do. Welcome to the House of Representatives.
Thank you, Representative. Any further introductions? If not, reports of standing committees, Representative Belatti.
Mr. Speaker, I move to adopt Standing Committee Report numbers 1531-22 and 1554-22 as listed on pages 2 through 9, and that the accompanying House resolutions and House concurrent resolutions, as may be amended, be referred to their designated committees.
Thank you very much, Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Thank you very much, members. Top of page 2, Standing Committee Report numbers 1531 and 1532. Discussion. 1533 and 1534. Discussion, Representative McDermott.
No vote, please.
So ordered. Thank you, Representative Ward.
I didn't plan that, but it was like a surrender, like this reso, which is about the non-proliferation by signing on to a treaty to abstain from nuclear weapons. Mr. Speaker, this is, in view of what's going on in Ukraine, rather not very practical. I agree, we should not have nuclear weapons, but we've got them. And the reality is those who have them are not going to give them up. Who just a few weeks ago was saber nuclear rattling in Russia? Mr. Putin. So to sign on this, I don't think it's the word naive, but it's not practical. It's not something that has ever worked. Even when we have had agreements, there's been cheating on the part of those in various large countries that have nuclear weapons. In fact, if anything, the world is, it's the crazy part of the world that's rushing towards them. Look what Iran is doing. Look at the deals that have been cut, delayed, and now reframed to where we may have, in a matter of months, a nuclear Iran. So we, the U.S., the world leader, are going to turn around and say, well, look, we were going to really forestall those or forego them. There's nothing wrong with promoting peace, but this is not the way to do it. The way that we've done it in the past has been mutually assured destruction, realizing that nobody wins when it's mad. When you're mad, nobody wins. And that's the realization. That's the reality therapy. This is more of the surrender. This is more of the Chamberlain kind of compromise, the way of saying, well, we'll give up ours if you give up yours, but you got to do it first. And this is a gesture that now when the U.S. is trying to keep Russia off of the Ukrainians, this is not the message to send to the Congress, or hopefully nobody in the Ukraine or in the Russian society will actually ever get wind of this. For those reasons, Mr. Speaker, very, very strong no for bad public policy in this resolution. Thank you.
So ordered. Thank you, Representative. Representative Ganadin.
In strong support.
Strong support. Please proceed.
I have the pleasure of representing thousands of individuals from Micronesia. Many of them are here because generations ago, the United States and other countries bombed parts of Micronesia, and the health effects have been carried over. The trauma of bombing and displacing thousands of people is not just some abstract idea, but it's affecting people right here in our community. In light of that, in strong support.
Thank you very much, Representative. Further discussion, members, on the resolutions before us? Representative Okimoto. Okay, so ordered. Thank you, Representative. Yes, Representative Quinlan, followed by Representative Matsumoto. Thank you, Representative. Representative Matsumoto.
No vote, please.
So ordered. Thank you, Representative. Is there any further discussion on the resolutions before us? If not, we're going to move on to stand-com report numbers 1535 and 1536. 1537, 1538, discussion. 1539, Representative McDermott.
No vote on that and the following one as well, Sister Rezo.
So Representative McDermott, no on 1539, and is that no on 1537 and 1538? Okay, so noted.
Just 1539, sorry.
WR on all
No,
three?
just a no vote on 1539. I'm sorry,
Got it.
my fault.
WR on 1538 and 1537, and no on 1539 for McDermott?
Yeah, we'll just go with that for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, any further discussion on 1539? Representative Ward.
Speaker, with all due respect to the origin of this reso, to the author on the Big Island, I respectively will change my with reservations for my last vote to a no vote, with the following notations. If we're to learn from history, we cannot erase it. If we're to learn what Captain Cook and all the heinous activities that he did, erasing his name, yeah, it's going to be kind of like maybe for 3 to 6 months, yeah, we got rid of Captain Cook, but the memory of Captain Cook, the guy we thought was a god, and then we had basically a slaughtered god, needs to be in the annals of history. If we take away these things, it's like taking, as I said earlier in a speech, let's take McKinley High School because of what President McKinley did, et cetera. And what happened with the people who were the alumni of McKinley High School? They said, no way. There's a survey that was done also on should Captain Cook be removed. 604 people said no. 1,000 of the 1,000 people. In other words, 60% of the people think that this is not good policy, Mr. Speaker. And this is actually, as I like to say, metrics of which oftentimes we do stuff intuitively or on the take and don't really look at the numbers. For those reasons, Mr. Speaker, if we start saying with Captain Cook, then what is going to be next? And then next and next and next. The cancel culture is, I know, a Me Too kind of culture where we get in a role and then we want to stay in it and then suddenly we forget who we are. Americans are bad enough in geography and history as it is. We know time and again that we are probably 17th in the world in terms of our understanding and educational level, math, science, etc. This dumbs down the state of Hawaii. It's not good policy. And again, this is nothing personal with the author. I think she's a great representative. But this is not a policy that is going to be good for the people of Hawaii, particularly for our young people who need a solid education. And Captain Cook and what he did is part of that solid education. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Representative. We're going to exclude the word dumb down with another word. Thank you. Further discussion, members, on stand-com report number 1539. Representative Tam.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In support?
In support, please proceed.
You know, I majored in history in college, and I can tell you I've learned nothing simply from just whether a place is named after a person or not. You learn more about history through books, so I just want to make that note. You know, we're not erasing history, and we're not, you know, making society less smart or less knowledgeable about the individual. Books still exist, and you can learn a lot from history from books.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion, 1539. Yes, Representative Capella.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, in strong support.
Strong support, please proceed.
This resolution is not about cancel culture, it's about restoration, as we're doing across our entire state, restoring Native place names in the state of Hawaii. Yeah, That's it. Thanks.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion, members? 1539. If not, thank you. Stand-com report number 1540, discussion. Stand-com report numbers 1541 and 1542. Representative Branco.
1540, please.
Back to 1540, yes. Representative Branco.
In opposition?
Opposition,
Comments.
please proceed.
House Bill 2511, which will give Native Hawaiians $600 million, is an opportunity, and this is an empowerment of the Native Hawaiian community. House Resolution 112, which would create an oversight committee, is basically telling Native Hawaiians, we want to empower you, but through what we want. This is not empowering Native Hawaiians. This is paternalism. If we go back to House Bill 2511, giving the $600 million, there's already reporting requirements in the bill, and the intent of the bill is for acquisition, not construction, which House Resolution 112 is addressing. Also, the resolution puts an erroneous deadline on the process as well. And so I want to reiterate the point that there's a difference between oversight and paternalism. There's a difference between condensation and empowerment, and this resolution does not empower Native Hawaiians. Mahalo.
Thank you very much, Representative. Further discussion, Representative Dale Kobayashi followed by Representative Ward. Opposition, please proceed.
My initial read on this bill was, on the surface of it, it seemed to be a constructive bill. But upon further review and hearing the words of my colleague from Kailua, I fully agree with him, and I'll be a no as well on this. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Ward on the resolution, followed by Representative McKelvey.
Thank you, Speaker. I totally agree with the previous two speakers, except it's the wrong message to the wrong people. This is not to give a pejorative position against the Hawaiians that they can't manage their own affair. It's not paternalism. It's basically to all of us in this room and in the Senate, because heretofore for 100 years we've never trusted the Hawaiians with money, and this is a position to make sure that those people who are in this body and the other body think that the Hawaiians can't handle their own money. It's an assurance because we've got a watchdog committee looking over them, those who know real estate, those who know finance, those who know CPA in the dollars and the cents. So I regret that it's looked at as a paternalistic thing, but it's really for those who've been in this legislature for 50 to 60 to 70 years who don't give the Hawaiians time of day. Now they got their money. In fact, I've got an article by the Tax Foundation. Hey guys, you sure you can trust the Hawaiians with $600 million? This is what that reso is all about. It's not about paternalism and watching over whether they can spend it or not. It's whether we trust the Hawaiians, and this is a kind of a safeguard, a watchdog, if you will, to allow people to be confident that when they have people like Peter Savio or others who are watching over the money, people are going to say, yeah, that's credible. Because right now, like the Tax Foundation is saying, we don't know if they're going to spend it. Over the past years, they've got unspended money from the federal government. That was a big issue Civil Beat put up. You guys don't know how to spend your money. You've wasted the money. So again, I want to assure my colleagues, this is something that says, have confidence in the Hawaiians, because you've got people who are confident and pro-Hawaiian, not anti-Hawaiian like many in this building here, who would like to see the Hawaiians fail, because for 100 years we've caused them to fail, and this is $600 million, of which they've needed billions and billions of dollars years and years and years ago. For those reasons, Mr. Speaker, this is a bill that makes some sense. Thank you.
Representative Ward, I apologize. We're going to strike the sentence out relating to people wanting the Hawaiians to fail. I don't think
Speaker,
that's
look at the data. After 100 years, we've not funded the Hawaiians, of which we've promised after their land was taken from them.
We're not going to impute
Okay, but
anything negative to the members.
you're revising history by what you just said. The Hawaiians have been neglected.
I'm not here to argue with you. Thank you, Representative Ward. Representative McKelvey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. No vote, please.
So ordered.
Would like the words of my friend from Kailua entered in the journal as if they were my own.
So ordered.
Also like to echo the sentiments of the chair of the committee that passed this resolution forward, that is now obviously retracting their support in doing so. There's plenty of mechanisms in place, Mr. Speaker, for fiduciary integrity. And we have a Department of Hawaiian Homelands Commission that works as an open body of many stakeholders and the beneficiaries to basically, they themselves want to expend these funds as quickly as possible. They've been coming to this body over and over again asking for more funding. I applaud the work of the Finance Committee and the members in advancing the measure that will give them this money, and I think to put through a resolution an oversight committee on top of that will defeat the purpose of the underlying measures. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Representative Gates.
No vote.
So ordered. Thank you. Representative Martin.
No vote, please.
So
And I
ordered.
just wanted to briefly comment that this body, the leadership, has already shown their commitment to this bill by writing it, and most members here signed it. So we don't need another resolution to give us confidence. That bill demonstrates our confidence.
Thank you very much. Representative Tam.
No vote.
So ordered. Thank you. Representative Peruso.
No vote, and if I could have the words of the representative from Kailua entered into the record as if they were my own.
So ordered. Thank you. Representative Ganaden.
No vote.
So ordered. Representative Sayama.
No vote.
So ordered. Representative Quinlan.
No vote.
So ordered. Further discussion, members? If not, thank you very much. Representative Nakamura.
No vote.
So ordered. Please proceed.
I'd like to ask that the words of the representative from Kailua be entered into the journal as my own.
So ordered.
I also wanted to note that the representative from Hawaii Kai raises the issue of accountability for the use of the $600 million. And I think that is an important concern as well. We do have a commission that is going to oversee the use of the funds. And I also feel that the Judiciary Committee recently passed a bill, a Senate bill. We amended the bill to include language that DHHL come up with a strategic plan for the use of the $600 million by county, and we ask that the plan address the preferences of those on the waiting list, whether it's for sale or rental housing, and the other tools that can be used to assist with for sale housing. So I believe that tool, that bill, if it proceeds, can help to build the accountability with the funding that the state is proposing. So the legislature is proposing. So a no vote for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Representative Bellotti, followed by Representative Ilagan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Quick recess.
Recess.
Members of the House, please be seated.
Will the House please come to order? We're on stand camera report number 1540. Chair recognizes Representative Belatti.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In opposition, and may I have the words of the representatives from Kaneohe, Kailua, and Kauai adopted as if they are my own. Thank you.
So ordered. Thank you, Representative. Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, same request, please.
So ordered. Thank you, Representative. Representative Takumi.
No vote.
So ordered. Thank you. Representative Woodson.
No vote.
So ordered. Representative Lowen.
No vote.
So ordered. Representative Iligan.
No vote.
So ordered. Further discussion, Representative Capella.
No vote, please.
So ordered. Representative Burt Kobayashi.
No vote.
So ordered. Thank you. Further discussion? Yes, Representative Masayoshi.
No vote.
So ordered. Thank you. Representative Tarnas.
No vote.
So ordered. Thank you very much. Representative Yamani.
I'll follow leadership, no vote.
So ordered. Thank you, Representative. Further discussion, members, on this resolution.
Mr. Speaker,
Representative Wahlberger, followed by Representative Nishimoto, followed by Representative Lopresti.
Same request, please.
So ordered. Representative Nishimoto.
no vote.
So ordered. Representative Lopresti.
No vote.
So ordered. Further discussion, Representative Takayama. So ordered. For Takayama, further discussion, members, Representative Tokioka.
No vote, and may I ask that the words from the representative from Manoa be entered into the journal as if they were my own.
So ordered.
He is the committee chair, and I'm following his lead.
Thank you very much. Further discussion? If not, members, we're going to move on. Stand from report number 1541 and 1542 discussion. Representative Tokioka.
Point of clarification, Speaker?
Yes, Representative Tokioka.
Was there a vote count on the previous resolution?
Yes, we've got a vote count going.
Okay.
Thank you, Representative. Okay, so again, members, we're on stand come report numbers 1541 and 1542 discussion. If not, thank you, members. Stand come report numbers 1543 and 1544 discussion. Thank you, members. Stand come report numbers 1545 and 1546. Stand come report number 1547 discussion. 1548, 1549, and 1550 discussion. Stand come report numbers 1551 and 1552 discussion. Stand come report numbers 1553 and 1554. Representative Martin.
Thank you. I stand in strong support.
Strong support. Please proceed.
I just want to mention that this resolution to audit Child Welfare Services Branch, which is an audit of the processes and the work that goes to managing the children that are under the care of the state, as well as a focus on recruitment and retention of staff. This body, the finance chair, has seen fit to allocate almost $3 million to expand the workforce at Child Welfare Services, which is very much needed, I'm sure, and also training. But that should be accompanied with some help in the management of those additional resources. And I think this audit could help a very resource-strapped branch do a better job using those funds. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion, members? Resolutions before us. Representative Belatti.
Mr. Speaker, recess, please.
Recess, subject to call of the chair. Recess. Will the House come to order? Chair recognizes Representative Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise on a point of personal privilege to tell all my colleagues I yield to the will of this body. There's probably, I counted 27 votes, there's only 26 votes. But my point of rising for a point of personal privilege is to thank everyone for allowing the attention to be drawn to the Hawaiian community. And I think this is good. Whether you win or lose, the point is they need our attention, they need our help, whether it's one reso or another reso. That's the point. We've accomplished a lot here. This is the first time since Representative Takumi and I, as the oldest members here, have ever had this kind of a debate on the floor. Sorry, the representative from Upcountry in Pearl City. For those reasons, Mr. Speaker, I'm very grateful to everybody, whether you voted for or against or otherwise. And I was almost convinced to be number 7, but I still think we need to draw attention to the Hawaiians, and that's what we have accomplished. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Representative. Okay, members will be taking a voice vote on the measures listed on pages 2 through 9, with the exception of Stand Committee Report number 1540, House Resolution 112, House Draft 1. It will not move because it had 27 no votes. With that exception, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. Representative Belatti.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to adopt Standing Committee Report numbers 1555-22 through 1560-22 as listed on pages 10 and 11, and that the accompanying House resolutions and House concurrent resolutions be adopted.
Thank you very much. Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Thank you very much, members. Top of page 10, Stand Committee Report numbers 1555 and 1556. Representative McKelvey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Because they're up for adoption, strong support for both resos.
Strong support. Please proceed.
Written comments to the Journal, if I may. And
So
that
ordered.
a new twist in this is the presence of S-corps now coming in and buying up our properties and creating illegal vacation rentals. So with that, strong support.
Thank you very much, Representative. Further discussion on the resolutions before us? If not, thank you, members. Stand Committee Report number 1557 and 1558, discussion. Stand Committee Report numbers 1559 and 1560, discussion. Okay, if not, members, we'll be taking voice votes.
Mr. Speaker?
Yes, Representative Capella, followed by Representative Caruso. Sorry about that.
On 1559 and 1560, no vote, please.
No vote, so ordered. Thank you, Representative Capella. Representative Caruso.
In opposition to both.
So ordered. In opposition, please proceed.
With a brief comment. So I understand the intent of this resolution because my district also struggles with the separate but often intersecting issues of houselessness and crime. I think that crime is a symptom of poverty and lack of social support, and I think that increased policing, detention, and criminalization is not going to solve these issues. I'm very alarmed by the 3 strikes language in this resolution, and I also want to caution us that it's not helpful to rely on police to be service providers and social workers.
Thank you very much, Representative. Further discussion, Representative Ganadin.
No vote. May I have the words of the previous speaker be entered into the Journal as if they were my own?
So ordered. Thank you, Representative. Any further discussion, members, on these last 2 resolutions? Okay, if not, members, this will be by voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed saying no. The motion is carried. Members, are there any announcements? Okay, if there are no announcements, Chair would like to remind committee chairs.
Sorry, Speaker.
I apologize. Representative Ward with an announcement.
So actually, I have 2 announcements. One is the fellowship luncheon will take place tomorrow. Bishop Silva will be our guest speaker. And I understand 437 will be the room, and it will be both in Zoom as well as in person. Speaker, my other announcement is I want to announce that the gas tax holiday had an editorial today in the Civil Beat by the good gentleman from Pearl City. And I want to announce that I'm going to be buying him a full tank of gas because of that excellent proposal that he has for a tax holiday for Hawaii. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Representative. Further announcements, members? Representative Takumi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. While I can appreciate the offer made by the representative of Hawaii Kai, I drive an electric car. Thank you.
Okay. Maybe you can get a lunch instead. Thank you, Representative. Okay, if there are no further announcements, again, Chair would like to remind the committee chairs that today is lateral filing deadline for House concurrent resolutions that need to move to their final committees. Please file your committee reports and drafts with the clerk's office by 6 p.m. this evening. For the motion to adjourn, Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I move that this House stand adjourned until 12 o'clock noon tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Representative Matsumoto.
I second the motion.
Thank you very much. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. The House stands adjourned until 12 noon tomorrow.